Okay guys, this is 4.1, so we're going to apply the greatest common factor and least common multiple to operations. Okay, this is our standard, so you will be able to do that, which is addition, subtraction, and multiplication of fractions using the greatest common factor and the least common multiple with an 80% accuracy provided practice problems that we're going to give you for homework. So when we multiply a fraction, I think is the easiest operation for fractions. We're going to use multiply straight across, and that's all you do. Okay, so then in this case, I'm going to use multiply straight across, and then I'm going to simplify. So 3 times 1 is 3, and then 8 times 4 is 32, okay? Now, 3 and 32 do not have a common factor, so I basically am done, okay? So I'm going to multiply my numerator with the numerator and denominator with denominator. Let me show you another that you can, another method that you can do. We'll say method, but use a little step further that you can do for this. So you guys, this one again, I can use multiply straight across. So 3 times 4 is 12, and then 8 times 9 is 72. Right? And then I can simplify. I know that any number ending with an even number is divisible by 2. So I can divide by 2 over 2 if I don't know any of them, of the other factors yet. And then that would be 36. And then I can divide by 6 again. So that's 1 over 6, okay? Now, to avoid all this simplification, what I can do is I can see if this number, so we call that cross-canceling. So I'm going to cross it, and I'm going to cancel. I'm going to see if these two numbers right here have a common factor. And they do. They have a 3 in common. So then I'm going to say, so let me rewrite it right here. And you can only do this with multiplication. Please do not do it with division or addition or subtraction, okay? So I'm going to take these two numbers and I'm going to see if they have a common factor, and they do. They have a common factor of 3. So I'm going to say 3 goes into 3 one time and 3 goes into 9 two times. And I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see if they have a greatest common factor. And they do, which is 4. So I'm going to say 4 goes into 4 one time and 4 goes into 8 two times. And I'm going to take those new digits and I'm going to multiply them across. 1 times 1 is 1. There should be a 3. Because 3 goes into 9 3 times, and then 2 times 3 is 6. So I end up with the same exact answer, using a different way of doing it, okay? So remember, multiplication, we multiply straight across. Now, when we have addition and subtraction, they have to have the same denominator. And the reason why is because the denominator tells us how many equal parts you're dividing a whole into, right? So we don't want to be adding, you know, different sizes of pizza, right? We have to have the same portions, the same slices, basically. Okay, so we need to convert them into the same denominator if they don't have that, if they don't have a common denominator. And then after we do that, then we subtract only the tops and we keep the same denominator, and then we simplify if needed. So in this case, remember, same denominator is already there, so yes, I'm not going to mess up with the denominator. I'm going to keep it the same, and I'm going to add my tops, my numerators. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Now I can simplify by 2's, so that will give me 1/2, and I'm done. Okay. Now in this case, I don't have the same denominator because right here I'm saying that I'm having a pizza and I'm cutting them in equal parts, and then this one I'm cutting into 4 equal parts. But I want to have the same size of slices, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take those numbers and I'm gonna work with so I'm gonna write it vertically so you guys can see it better. So I'm gonna look at 4 and 8, and I'm gonna think of a least common multiple, okay? So I can get my least common denominator. So I know that 8 and 4 have an LCM. So if I do this, it's going to be 4, 8, 12, and then it's going to be 8. I already see that 8, so I don't have to do anything else. So the common factor is 8. I'm sorry, the common multiple is 8. So then this one just stays the same, but this one, what did I do to the 4? You know, what did I multiply the 4 to by to get 8? That will be 2. And when I do it to bottom, I have to do it to top. Then I do 4 times, remember we multiply straight across. So 4 times 2 is already 8, where I know that. And then 2 times 2 is 4. Now what I'm going to do is I can rewrite it if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm going to keep this common denominator, which is 8. And I'm going to add the tops, the numerator, which is 5. Can I simplify? No, so it stays like that. Okay. Same thing with, let me do a subtraction problem for you, and then I'll give you some work, I'll give you some work to practice. So if I have, for instance, 3 over 7 minus 1 over 21. Okay, I do not have the same denominator, so that means I have to find the LCM, and the LCM of 7 and 21 is just 21. Okay, so then I'm going to take the 3 over 7, and then minus 1 over 21. Okay, so my LCD should be, my least common denominator is 21, so it's going to stay the same. And I multiply this times 3 to get to 21, so that will be a 9. So now I'm going to say 9 minus 1 is 8. And then I don't mess up with my denominators. Now can I simplify? Yes, I can simplify. Actually, no, I cannot. So then this is my final answer. Okay? Alrighty, let me give you some practice problems. The flying eraser. Okay, so let's do for your practice on your flip grid, let's do 3 over 5 times 1 over 9. Okay, so go ahead and do that one for me, and then let's do one addition and one subtraction. So let's do 3 over 8 minus 2 over 8. Okay, so that will be your subtraction. And for addition, let's do 1 over 3. We'll do 1 over 6. 1 over 6 plus 4 over 12. Okay, so go ahead and do those 3 for me. Remember, math is magical. You're amazing, and you can do this.